Попаднах на едно стресиращо интервю, с което всеки трябва да се запознае. Говорим за лекарство, което блокира пубертета, нарича се Lupron, което има свойствата на физическа кастрация. Използвано за химическа кастрация на педофили и сексуални престъпници в Америка, тази дрога, ако мога така да я нарека, вече се дава на 12 годишни деца и разбира се по време на пубертета, за да намали производството на андрогени и тестостерон. По този начин, скъпи приятели, се стимулира увеличаването на джендърската идеология и объркването на половете, особено при подрастващите. Приятно гледане!
My name is Michelle Forcier, and I have a medical degree from University of Connecticut, residency, University of Utah Pediatrics, and I've worked for a number of different Planned Parenthoods for 20 years. I do advanced contraception and abortion, as well as gender hormones, and sort of looking at the whole sort of schema of gender, sex, and reproductive justice. So you've done a lot of work in this field. Could you just start by telling us? Sure. At what age can a child first begin to transition into another gender or identify themselves as a gender different from how they were born? Yeah. Well, I mean, there's research and data that show that babies and infants understand differences in gender. Some children figure out their gender really early, and the reason why we say, oh, it's interesting or important is because they're figuring out their gender identity is not necessarily congruent with their sex assigned at birth. When the doctor sees the penis and says, this is a male, has the sex of male, that's an arbitrary distinction. Telling that family, based on that little penis, that your child is absolutely 100% male identified, no matter what else occurs in their life, that's not correct. So what is gender affirmation care you're a big proponent of? If we walk through, a child is sitting down with you, is questioning their gender. What's the gender affirmation process? Affirmation means that as a pediatrician, as someone who says my job is to provide the best medical care for you, is I need to listen really carefully. And how I put it in words for kids so that they can understand it is, tell me your story. Where have you been in terms of your gender and your gender identity? Where are you right now? And more excitingly, where would you like to be in the future? Have you ever met a 4-year-old who believes in Santa Claus? Mm-hmm. So this is someone who believes that a fat man is traveling through the sky on a flying reindeer at lightning speed, coming down his chimney with presents. Yeah. Would you say that this is someone who maybe has a tenuous grasp on reality? They have an appropriate 4-year-old handle on the reality that's very real for them. Agreed. But Santa Claus is real for them, but Santa Claus is not actually real. Yeah, well, but Santa Claus does deliver their Christmas presents. Well, yeah, but he's not real, though. To that child, they are. When I see a child who, believes in Santa Claus, and then let's say this is a boy and he says, I'm a girl. Mm-hmm. This is someone who can't distinguish between fantasy and reality, so how could you take that as a reality? I would say that as a pediatrician and as a parent, I would say how wonderful my 4-year-old in their imagination is. Male gametes. That's what makes me male. No, your sperm don't make you male. Then what does? It's a constellation. In reality, in truth, okay? Whose truth are we talking about? The same truth that says we're sitting in this room right now, you and I. No, you're not listening. If I see a chicken laying eggs and I say that's a female chicken laying eggs, did I assign female, or am I just observing a physical reality that's happening in the world? Does a chicken have gender identity? Does a chicken cry? Well, does a chicken commit suicide? Let's frame it, because you're trying to... Chicken has sex like any biological organism. A chicken has an assigned gender, but a chicken doesn't have a gender identity. So we assign female to chickens when they lay eggs? We assume they're female if they lay eggs. At what age does the medical transition begin with medication? So medical affirmation begins when the patient says they're ready for it. So that could be a kiddo who is just starting puberty and panicking because they're getting breast buds or their penis is getting bigger and busier, and they're worried about all kinds of masculine changes. And that way, puberty blockers, which are completely reversible and don't have permanent effects, are wonderful because we can put that pause on puberty, just like if you were listening to music. You put the pause on, and we stop the blockers, and puberty would go right back to where it was. The next note in the song just delayed that period of time.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders?
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview because it seems like it's going in a particular direction.
Well, you're a medical professional.
I am a medical professional.
So you don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids, or?
Again, I'm a physician and I use medication. You're choosing exploitive words. Drugs I give to kids.
I'm choosing a
chemical
word that was in a dictionary.
That's not a correct term for puberty blocking.
I could look it up on my phone, but I'm pretty sure if I looked it up...
You can look it up on your phone.
It says medical definition, the administration of a drug to bring about a marked reduction in the body's production of androgens and especially testosterone.
And I'm saying, as a pediatrician who takes care of hundreds of these kids, when you use that terminology, you are being malignant and harmful.
I mean, there are some who would say that giving chemical castration drugs to kids is malignant and harmful.
It's about the context of caring for a child and seeing the suffering that kids can have that have not been in affirmative home situations.
So we're going on this journey. Boys can be girls, girls can be boys, men can be women, women can be men. It makes me wonder, what is a woman?
What is a woman? A woman is someone who claims that as their identity. It could be many things to many people.
That was our answer. Well, a woman is anyone. And that was, by the way, not to give any spoilers away, but that is the answer from the left to the question, which is a non-answer. It's the same thing as not answering it at all. But that is the answer. A woman is someone who says they're a woman. And of course, to everyone who gives me that answer in the film, I have the follow-up. Well, a woman is someone who identifies as a woman. What are they identifying as? And around we go. Because they don't have an answer to the question. This is a medical doctor who can't tell you what a woman is. I mean, this is someone who if someone goes to her and says, as a man, and says, I'm really a woman and I want to transition into a woman, she will help facilitate that process, and yet she doesn't know what the word means. She doesn't actually know, by her own testimony, when someone says, I want to transition to a woman, she doesn't even know what that means. Like, what are you transitioning into? She has no idea.
Живеем в странни времена, нали? Където извратената пропаганда работи във всички социални медии. Преди, скъпи приятели, ни забраняваха да изразяваш мнение относно коронавируса. След това, ако изразиш мнение относно Русия, особено пък било то и положително. Онзи ден изтриха моя постната снимка във Фейсбук, както и блокираха Фейсбук страницата ми, защото постнах снимка на Зеленски, където си е дигнал догоре риската, вижда му се коремчето и свири на китара. Аз нямам вина, че в младежките си актьорски години е направил такава снимка. Блокираха и този YouTube канал в продължение на 3 месеца, защото направих интервю с диетолога Огнян Симеонов и където просто дискутирахме забраненото здраве и използването на натурални природни начини за лечение, като разбира се обяснението за тази забрана от YouTube беше невярна медицинска информация. Скъпи приятели, дайте гласност на това интервю и го споделяйте навсякъде, защото тази джендърска мода завладя все повече нашето общество. И тези експерименти с децата в Америка скоро ще се принесат и на децата в България. А според мен е нужно да има съпротива.